In a world that often makes us feel distant from everything and everyone, it's normal for some individuals not to know how to handle these feelings, and as a consequence find themselves sinking into despair. Yet, have you ever considered that these periods of isolation might not be random, but rather directed by the universe for significant purposes? What if in these seemingly lonely and disconnected times, there were hidden chances just waiting to be found? So today we're going to examine that isolation and attempt to understand why the universe may be separating you and what priceless life lessons could be hiding in each experience. Feeling alone is a tough emotion, but simultaneously, it's a window of opportunity. It's a chance to form a close relationship with yourself. In this time of seclusion, the universe is pushing you, sometimes quite forcefully, to enjoy your own presence. It may sound trite, but the most fulfilling companionship you can develop is with yourself alone. With no distractions, no other people's thoughts or opinions to confuse your inner dialogue, you can listen to yourself more clearly. It's a period when you start questioning, who am I when no one is watching? What do I truly enjoy? What are my dreams, fears, and hopes? It's a wonderful chance to genuinely understand ourselves because the responses we search for are already within us. The more at ease we are with our real identity, the less we look for outside approval, just as I mentioned in the previous video. And loneliness fits perfectly into this bond with our true self. Among other people, we often take on their viewpoints, habits, and even dreams, changing ourselves into what they expect us to be. But in solitude, the universe grants us a quiet moment of connection, pushing us to realize our own wants, dreams, and even clarity in our viewpoint. As mentioned, it's the ideal time to reassess our beliefs, desires, and goals without the impact of others. Take a moment to examine the truths you've embraced and see if they're in tune with your spirit. Perhaps without realizing it, you have been following someone else's truths for too long. Solitude offers you a chance to regain your own belief system, those that truly resonate with your core, swapping any you've picked up along the way. It's similar to a soul cleanse, a journey of transformation that reconnects you with your authentic self. Realizing how resilient we are becomes a revelation when being resilient is the only option available. Being on your own becomes more than a spiritual practice. It grows into an essential life skill. In our isolation, we learn to solve our problems on our own, make choices, and genuinely take responsibility for our well-being. This independent spirit is like enrolling in a self-empowerment program. From this growth, as we move through life's complexities with self-assurance, a new kind of freedom emerges. We're no longer tied down by relying on others to fulfill us or solve our challenges. The act of being isolated, while seeming like an act of separation, isn't intended to make us into recluses. Instead, it is preparation for unconditional love, enriching friendships and robust family connections. Out of this kind of love emerges a magnetic force for life-changing relationships. With this love at our core, we attract individuals who complement rather than complicate our lives. Our interactions with others turn into more rewarding and sincere engagements. It's the route not just towards affection, but towards deep and genuine connection. When we truly click with someone, when someone syncs with our soul, we not only enjoy their company but cherish and respect them deeply. Every interaction with them becomes valuable. We come to understand the essence of human connection. But even while we build these connections, the wisdom we've gathered in our solitude instructs us about what we'll accept in our lives. That time on our own also teaches us the meaning of self-respect. By understanding our own worth, we hold our ground and don't let anyone belittle us. This newfound self-assurance lets us establish clear boundaries, a reflection of self-love and a boon to all. When we set boundaries, our relationships take on a balanced, harmonious nature, and we foster an environment where mutual reverence and affection can thrive. As I've mentioned in past videos, setting limits isn't selfish. It's a demonstration of self-love, casting a positive ripple throughout all our interactions. Far from dulling our understanding of others, solitude curiously enhances our empathy. Consider this. How can we grasp the complexities of another's emotions if we haven't grasped our own? In our moments alone, getting intimately acquainted with our virtues and shortcomings, dreams and fears lays the groundwork for truly understanding others. The deeper the relationship with ourselves, the better our emotional intelligence to steer through the nuances of human relationships. The equation is simple. We can only share what we possess. Only when we're brimming with love and kindness can we give it away freely. Time spent alone provides a chance to replenish your inner reserves with self-affection and care. And by loving yourself, you lay down the blueprint for how you wish and merit to be loved. This transformation not only turns you into a better partner, but also a more empathetic, understanding friend or family member. Thus, our relationships develop from mere obligatory exchanges to joyous, genuine connections. For the love we extend from that point onward is true and boundless, which creates a domino effect of positivity in our connections. In times of loneliness, you might ponder the reason behind your seeming abandonment by God or the universe, making you feel forsaken. Yet the frustration and dismay that accompanies such moments may conceal something deeper. What if this phase isn't neglect but a sacred invitation? The universe might be isolating you not to cast you aside, but to offer an opening for deepening your spiritual rapport. When secluded from distraction and outside noise, you stand at a sacred threshold. In that silence, a truth revealed might have otherwise remained elusive. You are never truly alone. Be it God, the universe, or any higher force you believe in, that presence is there to steer your path. Notice how solitude draws you towards practices that feed your spirit, like prayer, meditation, or engaging with holy texts such as the Bible. These aren't obligations but resonate deeply within you. Through these practices, you stumble upon a tranquility that defies logic, a calm that's elusive in social interaction or passing pleasures. This tranquility becomes your stronghold, a well of steadiness, no matter where life takes you. With the heightened sensitivity cultivated during this time, you're more receptive to subtle messages and signs from the divine that might have once gone unnoticed, glimpses of synchronicity, a gripping dream, or a flash of insight. Thanks to the closer bond with your spirituality, you become sensitive to these divine nudges, taking them not as coincidences, but as gentle guidance guiding you true to your soul's alignment, a course true to your deepest yearnings and who you are at your core. Although solitude comes with its own set of challenges, try to view this period as a blessing, one that isn't designed to evade life's difficulties, but to rise above them through a stronger sacred connection. In this hallowed quietness, we can disentangle the intricacies of living in partnership with the divine. After all, we are expressions of the divine. The universe, with all its wisdom, invites you to accept this divine bond as it elevates challenges into moments that expose the true splendor of every instant of life, even those filled with adversity. As I often mention, hardships and obstacles are not retributions. They serve as catalysts for our personal growth. The universe might be offering us a pause, not to break our spirit, but to build resilience and determination. Adversity teaches us that tough times aren't barriers, but diversions that ultimately steer us toward more profound self-awareness. During such times, recognize the pain but also the innate strength within you. Use the chance to foster a resilient spirit that can confront life's tempests with poise and levity. Sometimes the universe steps in to nudge your life in a new direction, urging you toward personal advancement. When life appears to halt, it's a signal that perhaps a recalibration is due. Use your solitude to reevaluate your ambitions, aspirations, and whether your current path aligns with your authentic calling. The universe could be leading you to a path that resonates more deeply with your spirit, a revelation that you might not have noticed before. We often dash through life chasing future ambitions or brooding over past mistakes, yet in moments of solitude you have the precious opportunity to witness the beauty of the present. This quiet time can also be the universe's way of guiding you toward healing from wounds and traumas, a heart-mending intervention designed to address the scars etched into our souls. Life's deepest scars, known as traumas, often travel with us as we journey through life, casting shadows over our relationships, ambitions, desires, and self-perception. If neglected, these traumas permeate our very essence, affecting every part of us. But the universe knows. The universe understands that unresolved trauma can spoil the extraordinary life meant for us. Some still suspect that the traumas we grapple with could be ancestral or generational, a painful legacy passed down through the ages. Other times, the trauma is deeply personal, linked with experiences from our present or perhaps previous existences. These various shades of pain, whether they're inherited, generational, or personal, require our undivided attention, something that solitude can provide most effectively. When we awaken spiritually, it's as if the universe has handpicked us to end this cycle of suffering. And in those awakening moments, you might wonder, why me? Why now? The answer is simpler than it seems, because you are prepared. You possess the awareness and the spiritual tools to face and heal those traumas. In solitude, we become agents of change. Not only do we disrupt the continuity of pain, but we also transform it into knowledge and, most importantly, wisdom. So, my friends, trust in this process. Lean into it and more than anything believe in your capacity, in the fortitude residing in you, and in your internal power. Your solitude is a portal to a healed self, a mended lineage in a world that desperately requires the radiance that you have fought so valiantly to uncover. Remember, on the other side, you'll realize that you were never truly alone. The act of isolation by the universe is not intended to lead us to loneliness. Rather, it is a call to prepare for selfless love, rewarding friendships and strong family bonds. From such love emerges a pull that attracts transformative relationships, because it's from this love that we draw in individuals who enhance our lives instead of complicating them. As we forge connections with others, these interactions become affirming and genuine experiences. It's a path that leads not just to attachment, but to profound and real connections. When we encounter someone who truly resonates with our being, our appreciation for them transcends mere enjoyment. We value these individuals deeply, and every exchange with them becomes treasured. This is where the meaning of human connection becomes tangible. The insights we gain during our solitary times teach us discernment about what we will and will not tolerate in our lives. In this period of solitude, we also learn what self-respect signifies. As we comprehend our worth, we refuse to let anyone belittle us. This renewed confidence assists us in setting clear boundaries, a sign of self-respect that positively influences everyone around us. Establishing boundaries transforms our relationships into well-adjusted, harmonious connections. Thus, we craft an environment in which respect and love can not only coexist but thrive. As I've illustrated in other videos, setting these boundaries is not selfishness but self-care, and it positively affects all of our interactions. Contrary to the belief that time alone lessens our comprehension of others, being alone paradoxically boosts our empathic abilities. How can one grasp another's complex emotions if they have not come to terms with their own? During our solitary moments, as we become intimately familiar with our virtues and weaknesses, our aspirations and worries, we lay a foundation for understanding others better. The deeper we connect with ourselves, the greater our emotional intelligence becomes for managing human relationships. It's straightforward. We can only offer what we possess. When our inner reservoir of love and kindness is complete, we can generously share it with others. Solitude is a chance for personal replenishment, where self-love and care grow. By nurturing self-love, you establish how you wish and deserve to be treated. Such inward growth not only renders you a more fitting partner, but also a more empathetic and kind friend or relative. As a result, our relationships evolve from routine engagements to ones that are filled with joy and authenticity, because the love we extend is genuine and unlimited, ushering in a wave of positivity. In the depths of isolation, it's natural to question why the universe or a higher power might have seemingly set you adrift in a lonely existence. During such times, it's easy for doubt and disappointment to mask a profound truth. What if this phase of life is not abandonment, but rather a divine summons? The universe may be isolating you, not as a form of exclusion, but to present an opportunity for deepening your spiritual bonds. In solitude, free from distractions, you find yourself at a sacred precipice. In this stillness, a profound truth can dawn upon you, one that has likely eluded your grasp before. You are never alone. The divine force, be it the universe, God, or any other higher power, is present and guiding you. Notice how solitude compels you toward activities that nourish the spirit: prayer, meditation, or delving into holy texts like the Bible. These practices aren't forced, they resonate with something intrinsic within us. Through such spiritual disciplines, we discover a peace beyond understanding, one that remains elusive amidst social events or fleeting enjoyments. This peace becomes a sanctuary, offering steady strength regardless of life's direction. With an enhanced sensitivity fashioned during this time, you're more attuned to subtle signs and messages from the divine, which may have been missed before. These signs, whether a coincidental event, a profound dream, or a sudden intuitive nudge, are seen not as random occurrences, but as guided nudges, shepherding you in the direction that resonates with your soul's deepest desires, with what truly defines you.